It is a true pleasure to welcome you all to today's Tibetan Buddhist class. On behalf of Religious Studies Department at the University of Uwest, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each of you for being here today. And it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for this session, Geshe Lharampha. Geshe was born on 14 November 1982 in South India and joined Ganden Sarche Lordling Monastery at the age of 10. In 2009, he received full ordination vows from His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. He then spent 6 years undertaking advanced examination and in 2019 graduated with distinction, earning the highest Geshe degree, Geshe Lharampha. Following this, he pursued 1 year Vajrayana program at Kyoto Monastery in Dharamsala and later served as director of Ganden Sarche Library from 2020 to 2023. Since 2025, he has been a spiritual teacher at the Chokhor Kepel Ling, a Buddhist center in Los Angeles. Today, we are fortunate to have Geshe La with us. The topic of today's lecture is an introduction to the KalaChakra Tantra. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Geshe Lharampha sharing Dawa.
Everyone.
Good morning.
So I'm very honored to be here with you all to share some of my knowledge with you all. And so the topic is about KalaChakra Tantra, which is too much profound that difficult to understand. Even I don't really understand, and what I understand might be misunderstood. And what I'm going to share. But I try my best what I understand with you. And KalaChakra is about Vajrayana practice, one of the highest Vajrayana practice. So my purpose is to share our knowledge, our explanation, not purpose that expecting to follow the Vajrayana practice. And so I'm going to share according to the text in Vajrayana. So those topics can be not suitable for your own practice. So, but what I'm going to share is exact according to the text. So that is, I'm not trying to do disrespect or not try to, if that is not suitable according to your own traditional, your own individual practice. So understand me, okay? And so first is about KalaChakra. So what is KalaChakra? And in my viewpoint, the KalaChakra teachings have many things. It teachings about astrology, about medicine, about Buddhism. That's all included, I think. And so there is also teaching the part of KalaChakra, Buddhism. So then the Buddhist KalaChakra deity, mandala. So then according to the Buddhism, then KalaChakra is a deity. So then in Vajrayana practice, there are lots of deity. Grintara, Guya Samaja, Yamentaka. So then, according to my knowledge, that I believe that the deity means the path, the methods. So usually we have strong belief that deity is one of the individual person, and then people have misunderstand that the deity is outside and they help us. If we worship, then they help us through magically, miraculous, and which is put us in a comfort zone, that we think happiness is from outside, and they help us to remove our suffering through their magical power. So that is misunderstand. So that's why deity means path, methods. So every deity have their own practice in a text, like a Yaman KalaChakra practice. So if we practice KalaChakra properly, then we become KalaChakra. That path, that teachings helps us to attain enlightenment, to remove our suffering. So that's why deity means believe in ourselves, strong belief in ourselves, and through that practice we can attain enlightenment within us through that teachings. Okay. So KalaChakra is one of them. So if we practice KalaChakra properly, then we can attain enlightenment through that path. So I'm going to explanation. So I try to write I try to put some of main important things. So first is, where was the KalaChakra first taught? So Buddha Shakyamuni first taught the KalaChakra Tantra at the great stupa of Danyakataka in South India, Guntur district, and the city name is now Amravati. So he taught the KalaChakra in front of that stupa. So when was that stupa built? And according to the legend, long time during the time of Buddha Kanaka Muni, the second Buddha of the present Kalpa. So Kalpa have, we believe that 1,000 Buddha will come to save us. So then the Kanaka Muni Buddha is the second Buddha. A monk at that time, a monk saved people from famine by causing grain to rain from the sky for 12 days. And leftover grain formed a huge mound, which later became the famous that stupa, Danyakataka stupa. That grain, the leftover grain become that stupa. So that stupa is too old. The second is, when was the KalaChakra taught? So KalaChakra, Buddha taught KalaChakra when he was alive, but when is there are two main traditional explanations about when the Buddha taught the KalaChakra Tantra. First theory, it is said that Buddha taught the KalaChakra only 1 year after his attained enlightenment, That is first theory. At age 35, the Buddha attained enlightenment, and at the age of 36, the full moon day of the month of Cheta, he taught the KalaChakra at that stupa. So second theory is another traditional says that the Buddha taught the KalaChakra 1 year before he passed away, shortly before his parinirvana. So there's a two different theory that the time when the Buddha taught KalaChakra. The first is after 1 year his attained enlightenment. The second is before he passed away, shortly before parinirvana he taught. So I'm not going to too deep because I try to cover whole things. So how did he teach in two places? So so at that time, the Buddha was teaching the Prajna Paramita, perfection of the wisdom, at Vulture Peak near Bodh Gaya in the present day Bihar, India, when Buddha was turning the second wheel of Dharma in Bodh Gaya, around Bodh Gaya. At the same time, he miraculously appeared at the Danyakataka stupa and taught the KalaChakra to the special group of disciples. This special teaching was mainly intended to King Suchandra of Shambhala, Pure Land. So, when the student of the second wheel of Dharma, there was many human beings, the followers or students, but the students of the KalaChakra is only, there's no human beings, only gods of Pure Land, the King Suchandra of Shambhala. So, that time Buddha taught the KalaChakra texts, teachings. The original root text of the KalaChakra contained 12,000 verses. So that time he taught that text which has contained 12,000 verses. Who requested the teachings? The King Suchandra of Shambhala, considered an emanation of Vajrapani. He is the emanation of Vajrapani. So he requested Buddha to teach the KalaChakra teachings. Together with the 96 smaller kings requested the KalaChakra empowerment, the Buddha then entered deep meditation. KalaChakra Samadhi appeared within a great mandala of Buddha and deities and gave both worldly and spiritual empowerment. So every Vajrayana practice, like the teaching of the Green Thara, teaching of Guhya Samaja, every time when Buddha taught the Vajrayana practice, he take the form of that deity. When he taught those teachings, he took that originally form of KalaChakra, originally form of Guhya Samaja. Then he showed the whole mandala and whole deity, and then he taught. This is how Vajrayana taught. So next is fifth. What happened in Shambhala? So what is Shambhala? Shambhala means pure land. So sometimes in text it mentioned that Shambhala is in this world, in this earth. But according to my viewpoint, I believe that Shambhala is a pure land, that only who practice like a pure land of Buddha Amitabha. So to born in that realms, we need to do some practice. Without practice, we cannot be born in that realms. So similar like that. So then maybe some people think that the Shambhala, above Shambhala, they have many kings. So then people think like a fairy tales. It is not fairy tales. In Buddhism, there are many, we should believe that there are many different realms, God realms, hell realms, hungry ghost realms, similar, it is not something unique, or Shambhala, pure land, or similar. There's no proof, scientific proof, hell realms, all those. So when Buddha taught the KalaChakra, that time the students, all students are the gods from Shambhala. So King Sujandra memorized the KalaChakra teachings and brought them back to Shambhala. He went back to Shambhala. He memorized that time. He didn't write in a text. So after Buddha passed away, he wrote down the root of text in a language of Shambhala. Then after Buddha passed away, then he wrote down in a paper the root text of KalaChakra, which have 12,000 verses. And at that time, he also wrote a commentary, great commentary, which has 60,000 verses. And that time, he turned the wheel of Dharma of the KalaChakra and taught these teachings in Shambhala for about 3 years. What he learned from Buddha, then he taught in Shambhala and spread the teachings of the KalaChakra. So, and the sixth one is lineage of the king in Shambhala, an important contributor. So there is 46 great king who who spread the KalaChakra teachings in Shambhala, and which is all 46 kings is mentioned, Buddha own mentioned in KalaChakra root text. KalaChakra teaching were preserved and transmitted in Shambhala through a lineage of great kings, 7 Dharma king. In 7 Dharma king, the first was King Suchandra, who requested the KalaChakra teaching from the Buddha and brought them to Shambhala. He later wrote down the root KalaChakra Tantra and composed a commentary too. And 25 Kalki king. Then the first was Kalki Manjushri Yakshas Jambe Thapa in Tibetan name, who shortened the original teaching and composed the condensed KalaChakra Tantra. So the Kalki king Manjushri Yakshas make shorten and the main root of teaching of the KalaChakra. The second Kalki king Pundarika wrote a famous commentary Vimala Prabha, which remained the most important explanation of the KalaChakra Tantra today. The second king. And the last Kalki king will Rudra Chakrin, who will have 12 sons, continuing the lineage of in the future. This enlightened king protect, preserve, and spread the KalaChakra teaching of the benefit of all the sentient beings. So there are total 46. 7 Dharma king, 25 Kalki king, and the 12 sons. So next is, how did it spread to India? So it is in Pure Land, then how it spread in India? So then during the region of Kalki king, Ananda Vijaya of Shambhala, that time he was king in Shambhala. At that time, the Indian master KalaChakra Prada, then this name of Guru have two people, elder one and younger one. The elder one, he traveled north to Shambhala. So he learned and practiced the path of Shambhala, and he practiced that teachings, and he traveled to Shambhala after receiving KalaChakra Tantra, and there he received KalaChakra teachings from the Kalki king Ananda Vijaya, and other teachings, also other many Vajrayana practice teachings he received directly from the king. He brought that sacred text back to India, and marking the start of their widespread influence. The traditional was further popularized by his disciple KalaChakra Prada, the younger one, and subsequently by master like Buddhibhadra and Kashmiri scholar Samananda, who spread the KalaChakra teaching boundlessly across the region. So this is the way that how the spread KalaChakra in India. So next is, how did it come to in Tibet? So KalaChakra entered Tibet through two main traditions. So the first is the Kashmiri Pandit Somanatha brought the KalaChakra Tantra, its great commentary, to Tibet. He traveled to Tibet, and traveling through Tsangkarak to Pembo, there he met Do Lotsawa. So Lotsawa means translator, who used to come to India and learn Indian language already. So he know the Indian language. So Do Lotsawa requested KalaChakra teachings from the Kashmiri Pandit Somananda, and also he received that teachings and also translated them into Tibetan. So marking the first time this transmission and text appeared in Tibetan. This lineage passed through the Haji Gomba Kunjo Sung. Through him, then transmitted it to Lama Galo. And the second one is Ralotsawa. So there's another translator. It's called Ralotsawa. Invited Manjukriti and his own disciples, the Nepalese Lharampha Samanda Shri Batra, to Tibet. That time, the translator used to went India to learn Indian language and also the Buddhism, and they also used to invited the great Indian Guru to Tibet to help them to translate Buddhism to Tibetan. So he requested the translation to the KalaChakra Tantra in his commentary along with the associated empowerment oral, and this lineage was passed to Yishi Singhi, who then transmitted to the Lama Galo. So then also this transmission received by Lama Galo. So consequently, the Ra and Dro tradition merged into one among the 16 commentaries on the KalaChakra Tantra in Tibet. The Ra and Dro translation are considered the most significant because they possess all three essential: transmission, empowerment, explanation, and oral instruction. So these two merged lineage form the definitive standard for KalaChakra study in Tibet today. So next is the KalaChakra in the Gelug tradition. Early history in the 13th century, a teacher named Puden Rinchen Dup organized the KalaChakra teachings. Later, the founder of the Gelug school, Jetsongkhapa, passed this teaching to his student Khedrubje. Khedrubje wrote a very famous book about them, making KalaChakra a very important part of the Gelug tradition. And the modern era, His Holiness the Dalai Lama received his first KalaChakra training from his teacher Ling Rinpoche, the sixth Ling Rinpoche, the previous one. The present one is seventh. So Ling Rinpoche, previous Ling Rinpoche was one of the main teacher of His Holiness the present His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This teaching is very special because it is often given to large group of the people help bring world peace. The Dalai Lama's work since his first ceremony in Give Empowerment in 1952 in Nobulinga in Tibet. The Dalai Lama has traveled the world to give this blessing, and he has performed the KalaChakra empowerment 34 times. So this is about history, how the history of the KalaChakra, how it spread. So now about the meaning of the KalaChakra. The three parts of KalaChakra. KalaChakra have three main parts. Outer KalaChakra. Outer KalaChakra is all about the explanation of external world, how the planets, stars, sun, or time cycles, and month and days. It shows how the universe works. And second is inner KalaChakra, the body. This explains the human body and energy system. It teaches about channels, winds, and drops. It shows that the body reflects the universe. And the third one is other KalaChakra. This is the spiritual path, empowerment, initiation, generation stage, the main practice of KalaChakra, completion stage. The goal is to purify both the outer world and inner body and transform ordinary body and mind into enlightened form, achieving supreme bliss and wisdom. So about KalaChakra empowerment, those are very deep meaning. So I'm trying to briefly explanation. In the context, the number of the KalaChakra empowerment total 16. This consists of the 7 empowerment of entering like a child, the 4 higher empowerment of the conventional world, the 4 is ways, empowerment, empowerment of secret, empowerment of wisdom, empowerment of vote, and the 4 highest empowerment of the ultimate transcendental world, or same, the ways, secret, wisdom, and vote. And the last one is empowerment of the great Lord Vajracharya. So empowerment means to help us to enter the practice of Vajrayana, that after that we can have the permission to practice the Vajrayana in that empowerment means. So from here I'm going to try to explain that generally the sum of importance of Vajrayana practice. So then I will try to mix in also the how the Vajrayana practice works, and there are many misunderstandings and to understanding of what is the Vajrayana. So I'm trying to explain KalaChakra practice with the general Vajrayana practice. So why Vajrayana is important and rare? Why? So in this world era, 1,000 Buddhas will appear. However, only 3 of them will teach the Vajrayana path. This makes the teaching extremely rare and precious. So then sometimes we say Vajrayana practice is rarer than Buddha, because there are a lot of Buddha, but Vajrayana teaching is very rare, because in those 1,000 Buddha, only 3 of them will teach us Vajrayana practice. So the first is Shakyamuni, so present Buddha. He taught the Vajrayana practice, and Vimala Mitra, the 11th Buddha, Adimukta, the last 1,000 Buddha, last of the 1,000 Buddha. So then we have question why the other Buddha is not teaching the Vajrayana practice. We have very few opportunity. So then we are currently born in Shakyamuni Buddha at the time. So then we have opportunity to learn or do practice of the Vajrayana. So then that is the good opportunity to practice the Vajrayana. So then we have question why don't other Buddhas is not teaching? So then the answer is the all of teaching of the Buddha is according to the students. If the student have no interest, then they are not going to teach anything, because the Buddhism is, if someone is interested, then it works. Otherwise, if someone is not interested, then there is no way to save him. Even the billion of the Buddha comes to help them, then the one person who is not interested, that billion of the Buddha cannot save them. So that is the Buddha, his cousin went to hell after he died. That Buddha he was alive that time, he cannot save him, because he is not really interested to do practice. So that's why all of the teaching of the Buddha is according to the student interest. So if student is not interested, then Buddha is not going to teach, because there's no zero benefit if someone is not interested. So that's why the other Buddha is not teaching, because at that time nobody is interested in Vajrayana. So that's why. The second is the fastest path. Vajrayana is fastest path. Why the Vajrayana is fastest? Is considered fastest is most complete way to. So in Vajrayana, in other Mahayana practice and many teachings, they teach we can attain enlightenment in a slowly process, eons and eons after attain enlightenment. In Vajrayana, it teaches that in a single life we can attain enlightenment from the zero. Even in 3 years we can attain enlightenment if we do effort. So that's why it is considered as the fastest, and we have good opportunity to practice if we are interested. So now next is I'm going to about subtle wind and channel. So then I'm going to explanation the channel. So how the Vajrayana is fast, too much fast, which is not we can learn from other explanation and other books. So then the Vajrayana practice is specialist from the subtle wind. So center channel, there's a 3 main channel: center channel and Roma, right channel and left channel. So right channel and left channel is make tie into the middle channel, and it make knot with the middle channel, and it blockage the middle channel. So then it is not any wind in middle channel. So then the middle channel, the consciousness in the middle channel was unconscious. So Vajrayana practice helps us to untie that knot, and if we untie those knot of channel, then in the middle channel we can make the wind in the middle channel. Then when it arises wind in middle channel, then the unconsciousness mind will become consciousness. Then that consciousness is subtle consciousness, is very strong, and the main seed of enlightenment. And when we use that subtle consciousness to understand the emptiness, and that is the strongest mind and wisdom that helps us to purify our negative karma, negative emotions in a very fast. So that is the method, the secret method of the Vajrayana. Okay, then I'm going to next requirement of practicing Vajrayana. So many people take light about Vajrayana. So it is requirement to practice Vajrayana. Before the practice of Vajrayana, one must follow the 3 principal aspects of the path. First is renunciation, then bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness, understanding of emptiness. Those 3 are not choice. Those are requirement. Without that, Vajrayana doesn't work. Vajrayana cannot help us. It is similar like a car without engine. If we try to drive car without engine, then car doesn't work. It's like that. So why the first is renunciation. Renunciation is Vajrayana practice is to attain enlightenment for all sentient beings, to help other beings. So if we don't know how oneself to liberate from the samsara, then how can we help others to help attain enlightenment? There's no way to help other beings. Even oneself is don't know how to self oneself, ourselves. Then how can we able to help other beings? So renunciation is that. Renunciation is to wishing to liberate from the samsara for ourselves. So then if we have renunciation, then we can able to generate bodhicitta mind. If we don't have renunciation, then we cannot able to generate bodhicitta mind. So then the next is bodhicitta. So bodhicitta, why the bodhicitta is requirement? Because this in Vajrayana practice, the bodhicitta mind is more stronger than others. So like many people think that they are trying to Vajrayana practice for oneself, ourselves, like oh, I'm going to attain enlightenment faster because I don't want to suffer more. So then the Vajrayana is very fast way, then I can practice that and attain enlightenment very fast. But that intention doesn't work because that is intention of self-centered attitude. Self-centered attitude doesn't work in Vajrayana practice. So Vajrayana practice is intention should be the bodhicitta, start from bodhicitta mind. So then how the intention of Vajrayana is, so when we have compassion mind, then we wish to all the sentient beings free from suffering. So if we don't practice Vajrayana practice, it takes too much long, eons and eons to attain enlightenment, then which is we cannot patience, we cannot wait to help other beings to make them suffering until eons and eons that to wait me. So we wish to help them. If we don't practice Vajrayana, then the sentient beings will be suffer more eons and eons until I attain enlightenment. So then we cannot any tolerance to that. So then, oh, I cannot wait eons and eons to help them. I need immediately in this life to help them to attain enlightenment. For that, the Vajrayana practice is the fastest. So then there's no any options. I need to do Vajrayana practice in this life to attain enlightenment, to help sentient beings as much as soon. So that is, so bodhicitta mind is requirement. The next is wisdom of emptiness. Emptiness is to control negative emotions. It is permanent solution. So Vajrayana practice is on those paths. It teaches that we can use negative emotions into the path. So then we think that how can it possible, because negative emotion is uncontrolled mind. So then how can we use the negative emotions into the path of attain enlightenment? So then it comes wisdom of emptiness. So when we practice the emptiness, so then that teaches us that don't believe, don't grasp whatever it appears on our mind. Usually we think, whatever we think, it is true. Like when we think someone is not help us, then we start thinking he is not good, he is a bad person. Then we start thinking, oh, I am true. Then we think, oh, he is good because he helped me. Then it appears on our mind as a good. Then we strongly believe, oh, he is 100% good. So whatever we think, that we think, oh, whatever we think is true. but it is not true, because our mind is defective mind. It influenced by the ignorance. So when we try to check something, it is true or not, with the defective things, how can we believe on our defective mind? So emptiness teaches us. Emptiness doesn't mean that it's not existence, because it is exist. It is all reality. What exists in a winter, it will become a cold. In summer, it is become a hot. We cannot run from the reality. Those are reality. The world is exist. Those are not a problem. The problem is inside. The problem is we believe that the delusion is real. So the mind, here is the things, object. Those are not the problem. The problem is between that, this illusion which we create from mind, and delusion appearance is also not the problems. The problem is only when we believe it is a true, it is reality, then they trapped, those emotions trapped our life. Then we fall into suffering. So emptiness of teachings teaches us that don't believe appearance, or everything appears on our mind is delusion. So that is when we believe, strongly believe, then we respond it as a real. So that is the main problem. So then when we understand emptiness, then we start, not believing. So then we feel like, he's good. Then we feel like, this is not true. I need to make sure why I think he's a bad, why I think he's a good. Then make question. Then everyone, we can feel everyone is equal. Everyone have mistakes. Everyone is good things. Everyone is not imperfect. Then we start thinking, everyone is equal. You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. Everyone have weakness, their own weakness. Everyone has every good things, So then that emptiness, wisdom of emptiness teaches us that how to control our mind. Okay, so that's why wisdom of emptiness is requirement. So next is transforming negative emotions. So how we transform negative emotions is, in Vajrayana, negative emotions are transformed into the methods for attaining enlightenment. So desire has two types. One is conscious and one is unconscious. So like a fire that last year the fire burned many places here, because we cannot control the fire. But if we know how to control the fire, then we can use it and make delicious food. So and also poison. If we don't know how to use poison properly, then it can kill us. But if we know how to use it, then the poison we can put poison in a medicine. Then poison turn into the medicine. So that is it's a Vajrayana practice, that in between the truth and benefit, the benefit is more important than truth. So like if the one deer, when you are traveling in forest, then you see that one deer come and hide in a cave to save from its life, then the hunter comes and asks you where is the deer went. Then if you tell truth, then the deer will be killed and the hunter will accumulate the huge negative karma. Then what is option? Then you say you can say, we will say in a wrong direction, then the deer will be saved and that person will not accumulate the negative karma. So on this way, he actually lie, but in a holistic view, the benefit is more important. It is not that you are even sometimes we tell truth and which is not good. So Vajrayana is very intelligence. So that's why desire have two types: unconsciousness desire, uncontrolled desire can lead us to born in hell, to accumulate negative karma. But when the intention of bodhicitta mind, intention of emptiness, then we can use them and we can use our desire and control our desire and make the method of enlightenment. So those are the main methods of Vajrayana practice. The next is purpose of self-generation. So whenever we do the Vajrayana ritual, like empowerment, initiation, whenever we do, then we need to visualize ourselves as an actual deity. Like, now we should visualize ourselves as an actual deity. What is the purpose of self-generation? The self-generation is the practice of visualization oneself as a Buddha. It allows the practitioner act as a Buddha right now rather than waiting for the future. So similar, like in our life, when we are student, our aim, our goal is to be a writer. If we have our aim is a doctor, like a businessman, whatever we have aim, we need to act like them. From the student, like how the businessman think, we need to think from now. We need, if we want to be doctor, then we need to think as a doctor from now. Like we need to prepare how the doctor think, how the mindset of doctor. So like that, if we want to be a Buddha, then we need to act like a Buddha from now. So then, whenever in people, when we pray, then whenever we pray to the like a Green Thara, Buddha Amitabha, we all maybe ask from our heart that please help me free from suffering, help me to make me happy. It's rare that somebody is asking them, oh, make me a good human being, make me same as you, same as a Buddha Amitabha. Nobody like to act like a Buddha. Just only asking, worshipping, which is not not good things according to the Buddhism. Buddhism strongly believe we are the one enemy of our life. We are the one, like 100% take responsibility of ourselves. So then somebody asks us, do you want to attain enlightenment? We say yes. Do you want now? We say no. I want to enjoy my life. So that is the meaning. So self-generation is act now. Now how you judge people, how the Buddha look on sentient beings. We all judge people according to our self-centered attitude. When someone is not help us, then we believe they are bad. When someone is help us, then we believe they are good. So like a start from our oneself. That self-centered attitude. We don't behave like a Buddha. So Vajrayana practice say, act like a Buddha from now. No excuse. Then if we don't act like a Buddha, that means we are very far from the attain enlightenment. So then if we really wish to attain enlightenment, then act from now. Okay. So I think the last things I would like to say. So Vajrayana practice is that there is a different view between the Vajrayana practice is Vajrayana practice says we are not attain enlightenment in this body, this human body. We say we need to left this old body and through the Vajrayana practice other arise the illusory body. Illusory body we can arise illusory body and attain enlightenment in that body. So in KalaChakra we say it says the emptiness body. So those are the differences between the generally other Vajrayana practice and KalaChakra practice. So I think I'm going to stop here. So maybe if you have some question which I didn't mention or not clear, then we can discuss on that. If you have any question, feel free to ask me.